Your hair looks white in that light.
I am getting older, Dillon.
I'm just waiting for you to start dyeing your hair.
I thought about doing...
But if you do
green.
dye it, has to be natural looking. Not, you know how like you're at pale ass shit and then like a dark brown where you can tell it was dyed? No.
Yeah, you mean like what my sisters do?
Yes.
They both are really guilty of that.
You okay there, princess?
No, I'm fat and out of breath. It's kind of just who I am now.
Yeah, and unmolestable.
So, welcome to Humble Narcissist Podcast, episode 31.
31.
Today we will be discussing the newest episode of House of the Dragon, episode 6, along with some drag race mixed in there. So, like our greatest hits, you know, the usual stuff that we talk about.
I mean, there's not much to talk about Drag Race because this last episode was not really that
Well,
good.
We'll get to that in a moment, but, what have you been up to? Anything new this week?
Not much, just work.
So until people give us stuff that they think we should talk about, we're just gonna say
Repeat
not
the
much.
I know. I mean, I didn't do. I gotta get a haircut tomorrow.
I just buzz my hair now. I don't really go let anybody cut it.
Mm-hmm.
Though one of our friends is a hairdresser, I guess.
Oh, who?
Kayla was a hairdresser before she was a nurse.
Oh,
So
well, that's nice.
yeah. I don't really go anywhere to get my hair cut, though. According to Dillon in this light, it definitely, you could see all the white in my hair, so he thinks that I need to start dyeing it.
You can just wait till all goes white, then just dye it blue.
Well, I thought about doing green so that I have red and green.
Then you look like a Christmas tree.
Yes, just for fun. And then if, like, I could
have to wait till after Halloween.
Why not do it before? I love Halloween before. You know?
Wait till after Halloween because that's when everyone puts their Christmas shit out.
True. And I may as well do it now before I don't have a job.
Right?
Though my old job, president of the company did tell me that he'd be okay if I dyed my hair green because I made that joke to him before that I want to be a tall Christmas tree.
There you go.
And he was just like, your hair doesn't affect your job performance, so do what you want to do.
See,
I was like,
exactly.
oh my God. They were very kind there. I like them still. We just got back from going to dinner. We went to tour of Italy, which is probably one of my favorite places. We just went to dinner. We had a good time. My mother went. My sister wanted nothing but cakes. And shout out to that place because they are...
One of these days, I'll have to actually go find me something and try it.
Ooh, they have the best cakes.
Their pineapple upside down cake looked really good. Because I saw the picture in the window.
Do you want me to give you half?
No, it's okay.
Well, anyway, I'll let him try it before he leaves. But other than that, that's all we've been doing. Just gaming, having a good time.
I've been writing a little more.
You have?
I have. Not
Good.
much, but I'm getting back into it.
I've been trying to come up with, a friend of mine told me that something I need to do is try to come up with a new minute every week, and then I can send it to him. So this was the first week that I did a minute and sent it to him and got his feedback. I tried to get feedback as well from Dillon and just got told that he keeps me humble. So,
Well, you should have specified that it was supposed to be a joke.
well, I said quick concept and then said thoughts. I feel like that's specifying to you that
Honestly,
I'm trying
I totally
to get
thought
your
you were just
feedback.
being a jerk.
No, I was trying to see if it was funny.
Well,
So
I didn't get the joke.
I'm going to try to incorporate that on when I do open mic to see if it gets any laughs.
Yeah.
I think my next minute thing that I'm trying to think of, which might be more than a minute, is try to make the whole story of me changing my name funny and being put on the...
No-fly list?
Yeah, the no-fly list because of the Patriot Act. So I think that will hopefully be a good bit as well.
You do look like a terrorist, though.
Oh, I do not.
Yeah, you do. You're ginger. Those people have no souls.
Until I start talking, I look like the basic American. Fat, out of breath, and lazy.
Yeah. I mean, I can't argue. No lies detected.
True. And I'm very entitled. So, like, I have the typical American attitude.
You're living the American dream.
The only thing that would make this better is if my friend Dillon would find, like, a 90-day fiance so I could be the friend of.
I haven't found one yet.
Have you even tried? There are plenty of apps that you can go on to try to set it up.
No, that sounds sketchy.
Hey, people do it all the time and they end up on 90 Day Fiancé.
I just don't want to get like a Wish version or something.
Well,
a Temu version.
not to be mean, Dillon, but you kind of, that's what you deserve.
Well, thanks.
We will, let's dive into, which one do you want to do first, Dillon? Drag Race or House of the Dragon?
I mean, we can probably talk Drag Race first since there wasn't much to talk about.
Okay, so Drag Race from this week was the first part of a 2-part season finale.
Filler episode.
It was a filler episode for Drag Race All Stars 9. We'll start there.
It's just a filler episode. The best part was doing the quick drag on the...
Yes, I thought that was really cool. But then I saw where Willem made the joke, and I couldn't help but laugh, and I have to bring it up. Because he goes, they made them do that so that they can be like, see, they do love their job. They do. And that cracked me up. But I thought that it was really sweet, especially because, like, if you watched Untucked, the whole 30 minutes was the crew talking about, like, their experiences on being a part of the crew and things like that. Do you not watch Untucked?
I started to, but this season was very boring.
Well,
there's no drama.
That one's a good one to watch because they're all talking about like what it's like working for Drag Race, how long they've been doing it.
The lawsuit.
Alleged lawsuit. It hasn't been official yet, but no, they did not talk about the alleged lawsuit at all, Dillon. But it was a very sweet Untucked. I thought that it was better than like the normal ones because you're right, there's been like no drama in there whatsoever. That being said, do you really think that they were like selected at random for which queens? No, I don't either.
Absolutely not.
And
when is there anything random?
There's nothing random anymore. It's always like edited to be what they want it to be.
Producers be producing. That's production for you.
I think you'd be a good producer because you're pretty good at stirring the pot and like
absolutely
making things happen. But
it's so fun just being a puppet master.
They came into the workroom with the pink box because they needed to fill time, which I get it. Like, it was just quick little ways for them to raise money, but I thought that part was really boring. Like, the whole episode, if I'm being honest with you, was just...
It was a filler episode. There was nothing.
There wasn't really anything going on. Though, next week, it's going to be their variety show.
Yay!
Which, honestly, I think that's probably one of my favorite challenges of the series now, and it's because you get to see what the queens actually, like, they do. Like, for example... One of the most iconic ones in my head is still, like, I still sing the song, is Mirage's She's Just a Bitch. With her heel clacking. I thought that was the coolest thing.
That was only last season.
I know, but then, like, before that, you also, if you go back to All Stars 3, you had, like, where Trixie did the harp, or auto harp, and people were like, wow. I didn't realize she could do that. You also get
if you were a true Trixie fan, you'd know.
I wasn't back then. So, but like...
You can tell.
You get to see what these queens like
Tatiana with like her weird spoken word.
Yes, Tatiana's spoken word is iconic.
Roxy with her burlesque. She's doing burlesque again.
I think this season is geared to her.
Oh, me too. 100%.
I think she's going to win this. I think Alyssa's going to win global, and then they can say that 4 from season 5 all have crowns. But another like awesome talent show number that I remember is on UK versus the World. I always loved Blues, where she came out with the cheerleaders.
Yeah.
And she sang that song. I thought that was one of the most creative, along with Thorgy doing the violin, and she did a one-handed cartwheel while playing the violin.
I like Jujubes when she got voted off of that Drag Race competition.
The singing one?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so I love Jujubee, but you could tell because I watched Queen of the Universe. You could tell she was so nervous.
Oh, I know.
But at the same time... It was a cool little singing competition, but
it was.
I didn't see it lasting very long either.
No, Mel B bullied that one at the last season.
Oh yeah, she kind of did.
Yeah,
she was real mean. The one Craig Queen from I think it's Brazil. She's now the host of Drag Race Brazil.
Oh really? That's nice.
She's good, and she can sing.
Didn't she win?
She won. She can sing, man. But like Ada Vox was a really good one that came from Queen of the Universe. She is a beautiful singer. I thought she should have won, but I mean, I wasn't one of the judges.
Right.
But back to All Stars 9. Chanel is sharpening her knives, so she's going to juggle.
She's going to do some sort of Vegas shit.
Well, I'm okay with it because that Vegas shit is very entertaining. So I can't wait.
Just watch your purse.
Shut up, Dillon.
This shit cracks me up.
You know she didn't do that. But I believe she did not. You can believe what you want. But I can't wait for the talent show because I want to see. I think Chanel might take it because if she's really doing that Vegas shit, I don't think the others can beat her.
No, if they're just lip syncing their own personal, like
their own songs and stuff. Like Mirage lip synced her song and I liked that, but she also threw in the heel clacking and I've personally never seen that.
It has to be unique
and different. I liked Sasha Colby's performance and hers.
Yes. I also like that song, so.
I do too, and it was really good. Anitra's was real cool and interesting that season. I don't remember what the others did that season, though.
I liked Willow Pills. She was the one with the spaghetti in the bathtub and the toaster.
I love that because it really did let you know like what kind of weirdo she is. And then it cracked me up because when it cut to Cornbread and she was like, I get her now. She's just chaotic. And I was like, that's how I felt as the viewer. I understand her. She's just weird. And I'm okay with that. I think that the talent show numbers are really like, that's what I feel really lets us get to know like who they really are.
Yeah.
Like even like with Morphine when she did like that salsa number, it let us know that like she's a dancer and all that. But speaking of Morphine, did you see the news?
The car wreck?
Yes. And did you see how people were trying to like come at Megami over it?
Why? Was it because Megami posted something?
She posted something about her getting into the accident. She was like, please send my sister some love. And then made reference to, I think it was Robbie Turner who did it, and said, this is real what happened in an Uber car or an Uber.
An Uber Eats. Yeah.
She was like, it's not fake like the last time. And people were like, did you really have to say that? And Megami's like, yeah. I just wanted to clarify, she really got into this accident.
It's real.
So, like, I'm sending Morphine love, Dion. I love her. She's a great performer. And
she is. She'll be good on All Stars.
Oh, yeah. I really want her and Plane to come back together. That's what I want. Kind of like how I want Lux and Mistress to be back together. Because I think that those two just bring a great energy. And I love that... Plane and Morphine are sisters.
Is it sad? I kind of just want like half the cast be like the mean ones, and then half the cast be the ones that get bullied, like Lucy and Q, just to see how it works.
Do a villains versus victims. That would.
I mean, you'd have Eureka on that season.
Which one would she be though? Because she. Okay, no, we'll get to Canada
right
in a
now,
second.
she is the victim.
Her and Kimchi.
Yes.
But I love Drag Race, but I am still kind of feeling the burnout. That being said, we will move from All Stars 9, who do you think is going to win All Stars 9?
I think it's going to be Roxy.
I do too. I really hope that it would be like Vanjie or somebody like that, but it's gonna be Roxy.
I would like Angeria to win. I like Angeria.
I love Angeria. I love all of them. That's the hard thing because it's honest to God, in my opinion.
They honestly all could be winners.
Right. It's like one of the best
Chanel.
all-star casting. I think even Chanel could be a winner because I really like her. And I mean, no offense to the other queens there, but like if we're looking
She's been around the block.
Well, I was going to say, looking at makeup skills, I don't think any of them can really compare.
I don't know. Nina's makeup skills are rough.
Yeah. Oh, my God. So before we move on, I got to throw this out there because there was that moment with when they were having the lunch with Rue, and Nina was like, I gave up drag for a couple of years. And Rue's like, oh, yeah, and you were doing Broadway. And it's like, you were in drag for Broadway, so you didn't really give it up. Just my opinion.
Roxy's grandma abandoned her too.
kind of, so I'm going to preface this with, ever since my dad died, things make me cry easier. And that actually made my eyes like water up because I was like, that is so sad. And I like Roxy.
I'm just dead
She's
inside.
really
I
grown
don't
on
cry.
me. Well, I mean, not to be dark, but trust me, when your mom dies, you're like,
Oh, absolutely.
you're going to feel emotions a lot different.
Well, I'm gonna feel like an orphan.
Well, you know how I was.
will be an orphan.
You know how I was, though. I never cried.
Mm-hmm.
And then now, like, the simplest thing can make me, like, start to tear up. And I'm like, don't look at it, Steven. It's going to make you cry more.
Uh-huh.
So then I got to look away. Like, before it was just, like, the sad animal things and, like, Frozen. Frozen could always tear at my heartstrings. And that's why that's one of my favorite Disney movies ever. That's right, people. I am a Disney gay, and I am okay with that. But anyway, this week we had a brand new season come out of Canada versus the World Season 2. Now, you've all heard us sitting there talking about how the speculated cast, things like that, the confirmed cast. So now the first episode is officially out, so we know everybody that's there. The very first challenge was the music challenge.
I'm ready for the season to be over.
It just started.
I know.
But, like, I think Canada's thing is that now they do the girl group, like, the first thing. Because they did that last season, too.
Probably, yeah.
But I will say that based off of the groups...
It was Lemon, Kennedy, and Cheryl.
Those three. And then you had Eureka, Kahana, and Alexis... Mm-hmm. Her name is Kahana, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Kahina.
And then you had
the other ones.
Fierce. That's mean. Fierce, LaPhil, and Tainomi Banks.
Yes.
So I will say that I 100% agree with the judges on the top three, which was Cheryl, Kennedy, and Lemon.
Absolutely.
I think Lemon tore that up. However, at the same time, that's what Lemon does. Lemon is technically a raptress.
Yeah.
So I was not surprised that she was the number one. I will say, I hate the Golden Beaver aspect. I hated it that season before because they did it, I think it was season 4 of Canada.
It's stupid.
I didn't like that then. I don't like it now. I just wish that they would pick the bottom two.
Yeah.
So what the Golden Beaver is that you have the bottom three, and then the top performer of the week gets to pick one person from the bottom three to save, and then the other two have to lip sync. So I do like that they're doing the whole lip sync for your life, because I prefer it that way.
Yeah.
Because I like it to have consequence when you're not that good.
Right.
So then you have Lemon decided that she was going to save Alexis from the bottom. But I kind of wanted her to save Kahana because I wanted Alexis and Eureka to go against each other.
Strategically, I think it would have been a smarter move to do that, because you could have gotten rid of Kahina later on because she's not that much of a challenge.
I like her. I do agree with you, though, that, like, but at the same time, she was pork chopped her season.
Yeah.
And in my mind, I'd be like, you know what? I want to keep her around just so that she can have more of a chance.
Like Gothy Kendall?
Not to the extreme of Gothy, but I would save her that week just to be like, this way you have an extra week to show what you got.
Yeah.
Because that means that she has now spent money for 2 seasons and left the first episode
not being able to show anything.
Right. And I don't like that because
No.
they don't really make money back from this.
Exactly.
So I would have done that. Plus, at the same time, as
Eureka could have went home.
correct.
And I would have been so happy.
I don't know Kahana's performance abilities, but as a competitor, if I were Lemon, I'd be like, I know Alexis is fierce in a
Yeah.
lip sync, and I would have put her there in hopes that she would have sent Eureka home.
Exactly.
But
she wouldn't have Yara Sophia to screw over this time.
that's true. One of my biggest complaints, and this, like, Eureka is a wonderful queen. She's very good. I like her. I do. I really genuinely like her as a queen. But my biggest problem when I see her on TV is the crying. And I just said that I cry a lot now. I don't really
So you're
cry
the
a
only one
lot.
who's allowed to cry.
No, because I refuse to show it. If I start crying on TV or something like that, you better get away because I'm mad. But
Yeah.
other than that, like, I will wait until I get to my hotel room to, like, have an emotional cry. But, like, I Can't stand it. And then when she cries, she does that weird like cry talk where she's like, you know what? And I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. And I don't know how much I can deal with that. So
It's annoying.
I would like her to go. She did it both of her seasons as well.
I know.
And or all 3 of her seasons. But I would like to see her be the next to go. I don't think she will because competitively speaking, she is probably one of the strongest queens there. So I guess I'm just going to have to buckle up and get used to the crying, but that's fine.
Maybe she'll get panginaed.
I just really want Lemon to win because she's my girl. Her or Kennedy. Those are my top 2. And if I pick a third, I'm going Alexis because Alexis is fierce.
Oh, yeah.
Those are just the 3 queens that I personally would choose. Who would you choose? Top 3 at the moment.
Honestly, it'd probably be the same.
So
I don't really know much about Fierce Delicious or Tainomi Banks.
So Fierce Delicious,
Phil.
I like her because she is
a bitch,
like you, a shit stir. So when you watched it, you probably didn't get the reference when she came in, did you?
No.
So that hideous dress that she was wearing,
the rosebud thing.
That was
I'm assuming it was her.
It was her design challenge look that she almost went home in because of how terrible it was. So she brought it back just to be funny. And Fierce, despite like how she seems over dramatic and all this, she has a wonderful sense of humor and she cracks my shit up. But then you have for her runway for Best Drag, that's why she redid it and made it really pretty. So speaking of that, you know what? If I could do 4, she'd be number 4 because I like her. She cracks me up. She is good friends with Carrie Colby. But so another thing about Fierce Delicious, she did the Canadian Traders. Did you know this?
I knew she was on it, but
the very first challenge, she wanted to compete in drag, so they let her compete in drag. So you have her in full drag running all over the castle. It was great.
Oh, wow.
I only saw the clips of it, but like I really wish that there was somewhere I could watch the Canadian Traders because I'd want to watch it for her.
Do you think they'll have Bob do Traders in drag?
I don't know. Did you see, speaking of Traders, did you see that they asked Trixie to do it and she said no?
Why?
She said that she didn't want to do it because she is a terrible liar. And she said... She
didn't have to be a traitor. She could have been a faithful.
I know, but it cracked me up because I forget who she was doing an interview with, but she said that they asked her and she said no. Oh, it was her and Plane, I think. And she goes, I'm a terrible liar. So like if I were a traitor and they'd be like, are you a traitor? I'd be like, no. And I just started laughing because I was like, you know what? I could totally see that because you know how bad she is at confrontation.
Yeah.
Especially like looking back at like the Shangela versus her over the Thorgino.
Yes.
She was just so bad in that moment.
Game of Thrones.
Well, we see how that worked out for Portia Angela. She was not voted the favorite. Did you know that the only queen
back
to All Stars 3, we're just jumping all over Drag Race right now, but back to All Stars 3, did you know that Thorgy was the only queen that did not vote for Trixie?
Really?
Yeah. They talked about that on the pit stop. It was those two, and Thorgy was like...
Thorgy cracks me up, though.
Oh, I love Thorgy.
Did you see when she was at Roscoe's how she was trying to get into what's-her-face's DMs? She was on UK season 1.
Tia Coffee?
No, season 1.
Season 1.
So it was.
Was it the winner?
No, it wasn't the Vivian. It was like maybe Crystal something.
Well, Crystal's just Crystal.
No, I can't remember her name. She was in the same group as the Vivian when they did the
girl group.
Yeah.
I don't know, Dylan. That's been so long ago.
I know.
But anyway.
Because it was about her trying to get into her DMs, and she ended up buying a dress off of her for that she sold, and then so Thorgy gave her all this money for it, and she never got the dress. and then she posted herself in the dress. So Thorgy sent a message. What the fuck?
Oh,
yes.
So it was like that. I thought that she was trying to like slide into her DMs, like hook up.
No, she was.
Oh, so a quick little Thorgy thing that I saw when she was at Roscoe's was they asked her, she goes, everywhere you go, do people ask you like which girl you can't stand working with? And she was like, I like to throw it back on them and be like, which girl did you not like working with? Mm-hmm. And did you see who everybody says?
Who?
Alyssa Edwards.
Yeah, because she's always late.
She's late to everything.
Yeah.
So that being said, we will be right back and we will continue our discussion on Drag Race and we'll move to House of the Dragon.
Yeah.
We are back. So back to Canada versus the world because we kind of got off topic there. We know who we want as our tops. We know who we want to go home next.
Is there much more to say about it?
I don't think that there really is much more to say about it. So that being said, let's move on to our next topic, which is one of my favorite series at the moment, even though we know how it's going to end.
House of the Dragon.
I almost said Game of Thrones.
Well, so, technically, same difference.
Same thing. It's the prequel.
Everyone screws their sibling.
They do too, man. It cracks me up because any other like normal show, you'd be like, "Ooh, what the f?" And then this, we're just like, that's fine.
I mean, they really went there, though.
Yeah, they did. So, let's start with Daemon still in Harrenhal. Lost and confused still. That girl helped him a little bit, though.
You know, in the book, she was married to Aemond. Alice Rivers.
Aemond is the one with Vhagar, right?
Yes.
So why would she be helping Daemon then?
I don't know.
Does she just not like him?
I just know in the book she was married to Aemond.
Oh, well, that's interesting. What a twist.
Mm-hmm.
Poor Meraxes or Syraxes is just like, I want to go home. And
Yeah,
Daemon's like,
right.
We're staying here. I'm getting haunted.
Did you see everyone's mad that Rhaenyra had that kiss with what's-her-face, Massaria?
Yes, I did see that. Did you know that kiss was improvised?
It was.
It wasn't originally in there?
Emma Darcy wanted it.
I mean, that lady was pretty hot, so, I mean, wouldn't you want it too?
Not my flavor, but sure.
If you were an actor, you may as well. Yeah, I mean.
But I'm over the Daemon and Harrenhal thing.
I am too.
It should have only lasted an episode or two.
It's been the whole season with him, it feels like, and it's driving me nuts. Then you have, with House of the Dragon, they decided to bring in that dragon seed guy to try to get him to ride Sea Smoke.
Poor dude.
I felt bad for him, but it was kind of funny because Sea Smoke was like, oh, sure, and like laid his head down like, yeah, get closer, and then torched him.
Well, you know Sea Smoke had a flavor.
Sea Smoke does have a flavor, and I'm loving all of the TikToks about it. Like, one of my favorites is somebody clipped the part where Sea Smoke was just like, you know what? You want me to find a writer? I know who I want my writer to be. And like where he's chasing Adam, and Adam's running, and somebody played the clip over it where it's like, why are you running? Why are you running? And that one is probably one of my favorites. And then there's the one where it's the that one clip where it's the voice of, you have been promoted. You are now one of my elite employees. Because it's really kind of how it went down.
Right.
Because Adam just ran. Because it cracked me up because when Rhaenyra was helping the other guy and she was like, do not show fear. That you will not.
That's all Adam did was show fear.
Yeah, Adam was scared the whole time.
Well, yeah. Wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would be, but Sea Smoke's just like, hey, hey, girl, hop on my back.
So, well, technically with the lore, Sea Smoke couldn't get another writer until his other writer's dead.
Right.
So that means what's-his-face was killed off screen. What was the point of showing him alive at the end of that, or during the first season?
I don't know. I don't really get why he didn't take his dragon when he left, though.
Right. It doesn't add up.
I would have taken my dragon, but at the same time...
Well, they couldn't. Well, he couldn't because if he was trying to pretend to be dead...
I mean, he could still take his dragon. I would have.
I mean, I would have left and then called the dragon. I'm sure there's like a call you can do to get it. You know, like in the Legend of Zelda game where you can play a flute and your horse shows up. There's something like that, right?
I don't think that really would have worked.
Just moaning some old Valerian.
Yes. But I don't know, because I keep telling Corey every time we watch it, I'm like, you know what? If I were one of these people and I got a dragon, I would honest to God just sit the war out. And then when they're like, you need to fight, I'd be like, no, I'm good. Like, this is your war. Like,
yeah,
my poor little dragon don't want to fight. Why should I go kill him just for you? Like,
exactly.
That's why I keep saying I want, like, if I were a dragon rider, I would want old lady Vhagar, not only because she's like the biggest dragon, but because that old dragon has never not been in a war. So like, she's like 100 years old. Let the bitch rest.
Right? I mean, she will in the end.
Well, not because like she's living and happy.
Poor Maelys.
Yeah, that was sad. And then Vhagar just like sneaking up on people, which I'm getting sick of that. But at the same time, again, poor Vhagar deserves like just to rest.
Right.
She's a grumpy old lady. Leave her alone. That's why even if I got Sea Smoke or somebody, I would have just flown him to another continent and been like, you know what? We're just going to chill here.
So do you think Rhaena's going to get Sheep Stealer? There's technically 3 unclaimed dragons. There's Sheep Stealer, Cannibal, and Grey something? Greywind?
I don't know who that one is, but I know about Cannibal and Sheep Stealer. Nobody claims Cannibal, though. But
well, this is the show. Anything can happen.
You know what, though? I think that if somebody... So this is just my fan theory. I think that if somebody were to claim Cannibal, I think that they would have, like, taken down all the other dragons easy.
Could have, yeah.
Because, I mean, he legit eats dragons. So, like, he knows how to take them down. Mm-hmm. So...
I think it's weird that they kind of just condensed Rhaena's story into Nettle's story.
I do too, and I know that people are upset because Nettles isn't going to be in it, but like it's the same thing with like what they did with Game of Thrones, where they took all this liberty and like made Daenerys go insane. House of the Dragon. What
You're like,
what were we talking about? I don't remember.
I just don't like how they are like combining Nettles and Rhaena together, because I know Nettles is supposed to have some sort of like relationship with Daemon.
Yeah, it'd be weird if they make her have a relationship with her dad like that.
He did screw his mother.
In a dream. It was a dream sequence.
Dreams are real. I've seen videos where people get mad at their significant other because they broke up with them in a dream.
First off, Dillon, that's not a joke. That is true. I've had dreams where my spouse cheated on me and I woke up mad at him and was mad at him for the whole day.
Jesus Christ.
Well,
it's just a dream.
You know what? Dreams can come true. Ask Walt Disney. So I don't know. I'm enjoying the season. We only have 2 episodes left now. I'm okay if they combine Baela's story with, or Rhaena's story with Nettles, so long as they don't do the whole hook up with your dad thing. Like that, I draw the line there. It's okay when it's your uncle, but not when it's your dad.
But for her, it'd be daddy.
Shut up, Dillon. You know what? I would like to see them have somebody claim like the Cannibal and all them. Mm-hmm. I want them to take liberties. I really want them to take liberties.
I'm
like they
still
did
a little
in Game of
miffed they haven't like shown any other dragons. Like they didn't really show Dreamfire.
No, they didn't. But like I want them to take their liberties like they did with Game of Thrones. But that's because I want them to change it so that Rhaenyra wins.
Well, you know, like in the books, Rhaenyra never sent food to the King's Landing people.
You know what? Can we talk about that? Because that was very funny. Because they're all like, oh, we're starving. And they're like, Queen Rhaenyra sent us Uber Eats. And they're all happy with their bags of food.
Yes.
And it's like, this is how we're going to turn the small folk against everybody. And it makes total sense.
It does.
Because then they started throwing fish and stuff at Alicent and Elena. And they're like, she cares that we're hungry. You don't care.
So they throw the food they just got.
She'll probably send more. She's like...
Well, I like that she's more like likable and relatable in the show than she was in the book.
Well, in the book, she was supposedly like
a fat slob bitch.
Oh, well, I wasn't going to go that far, but I saw that she was like an angry person in the book. However,
okay, Trump. Not every woman is angry.
Every woman I've met's pretty angry.
Do you grab them by the... Sorry.
No, Dillon, I do not grab them right there because I don't like that. And I've seen the movie Teeth. I know what they have down there.
Scared that you'll get your hand bit?
Yes. I've really seen that movie, and there is a part where the guy gets his hand like bitten off.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Like, maybe vagina's gross. Anyway, I'll stick to gay
It's
guys.
an acquired taste for some.
Well, that's a taste I have no dream of acquiring. Rhaenyra.
You may have to, under his eye.
But, so Rhaenyra's now, like, getting busy with Daemon's ex-wife. Who, honest to God, she's kind of smart because she's the one who was like, let's do Uber Eats, girl.
Right.
And then,
I'm surprised she didn't make her the hand.
She should have been, but I mean, you already have a queen, so why do you want another lady ruler? Because these men can barely handle it with that she's in charge as it is.
Right.
So
Alicent got fired.
Alicent got fired by her son. That was hilarious. And then her son was like, I love the moment where Aemond went to Aegon when he woke up and was like, what do you remember?
I can't wait for Aemond to die.
He's just bad.
Right.
But, like, it made me laugh because people did memes and stuff where it was him at Aegon going, what do you remember? But they said, don't tell mom.
Yes.
And anybody with siblings knows that that's what you do. But Aegon, I feel kind of bad for, though, because, like, in the books and stuff, when it was, like, Malees that did it to him, now we know that it was Aemond in the series. That just makes it worse.
Right.
Like,
it's okay. He gets poisoned in the end anyway.
Yeah.
Larys poisons him.
Well, maybe not anymore. Not
it
if they
cracked
change
me
it.
up when Aemon's like, you know what? Because Larys is like, you should make me your hand. And he's like, you know what? You're right. He's like, oh, I can't take that. I can't be your hand. I don't want you to be my hand. I want you to go find my hand.
Why don't you go get my grandpa back?
Yes.
He was a good hand. Which, all in all, he was a good hand.
He really was for a master manipulator.
Oh, yeah. Overthrew the throne, so good for him.
Prostituted his own daughter out.
Yeah, and then she asked her brother how her son that she has nothing to do with is doing, and he's like, well, I mean...
You know, if he wouldn't have meddled, I bet Rhaenyra and her would have hooked up and just... They would have been happy together.
Would have been a power couple. Sunday,
Sunday is the penultimate episode. She's gonna have a showdown with Adam,
which we saw that in the preview. I think that from everything that I saw, he's like the one writer that stands by her side, ain't he?
I think so.
Because I got
know
confused.
that
I knew that Hugh Hammer betrayed her, and I think
Yeah.
on one of the previous podcasts I said that I think Adam does as well. But I did more digging. I don't think he turns on her at all. I think that he's the most loyal of the dragon seeds. But also he's writing her dead husband's dragon. So.
Yeah. Unless they change the lore and he's not really dead.
True.
But
then you got Sheep Stealers coming, and I
Yeah.
can't wait to see how pretty that one is. So we got a lot going on House of the Dragons. Drag Race is getting good. We're down to the final. Yeah. So we will be right back with our final thoughts.
final thoughts.
So we are back with the
Final thoughts.
What do you have going on for the rest of this week?
Just work, really. Nothing too crazy. I have to work this weekend.
I don't really have a lot going on other than that. So I think I need to pull some weeds in my yard. So that's pretty exciting.
I want to see Deadpool versus Wolverine.
I do too. I want to go see it. Corey works 8 days in a row, so I'm going to see if he's okay if I go see it without him, and then he and I can go see it another time.
Yep.
So other than just doing yard work, I'll probably do my usual. I will edit this down, make things kind of look pretty and post it, and try to get viewers. We'll do some more Tic Tacs. I posted cute little animal ones in hopes of getting viewer or followers. I got like 10, so it's like 10 more than I did have.
Yay!
I might bite the bullet and buy some followers so that we could
You
do
don't want to
lives.
say that.
I'm not going to be ashamed of it. I'm not going to be like those people who are like, no, I did it all on my own. No, like to hit the first 2,000, if that's what I got to do, that's what I got to do. That way we can do lives if we want to.
Okay.
That way, like, we could live stream video games on the Tic Tac and stuff like that. Other than that, I don't really have anything going on. So if our viewers would like us to talk about anything in particular, just let us know. We will talk about whatever you want. If we don't know anything about it, we will learn about it and talk about it. Like, follow, subscribe. We are on all forms of social media that you can find your podcast, such as YouTube, Spotify, Apple, and Patreon. Our Patreon is free, by the way. I saw today that some people charge $20 a month for it, and it annoyed me. And I was like, that's too much. That's more than like a basic Hulu subscription.
Right? It's Netflix with commercials.
You know what? I've had it with the whole subscription services.
Right?
It's getting too insane because like, if you want to watch one show, you got to pay like a certain amount of money a month, and then like it just drives you nuts because then it's like, oh, you can have the first week free, but then you're gonna forget to cancel it.
Right.
And they do that shit on purpose.
Yes.
And we are not loaded like rich, so
right.
Why would we want to pay for all these different subscription services? Anyway, that being said, I hope that you follow, and we will see you next week.
Yeah. See ya.
Say bye.
Bye.